Minecraft Mediumcore. In today's episode, I want to get started on draining the entire remnants of the ocean. If possible, getting it all done. Though, we'll have to see. So the first step will be to place a ton of cobblestone, of which I have a fair amount. Just a little bit. So I'm gonna get started, and we'll see how far I can get with my several chests of cobblestone. Hopefully, between the cobblestone and the dirt too. I'll try and get the dirt down as well. And yeah, hopefully I'll get it all bottomed out. Honestly, it didn't take as many materials as I thought it would, but I did burn through all my cobblestone. This section alone actually didn't take long, because it's not too big, but this section was a pain. As you can see, I had to start using grass after a little while, which all got turned into dirt because of the water. But yeah, actually wasn't too many, only like maybe 10 stacks of dirt and grass went into this. Everything else was all the cobblestone that I had, which I'm not going to complain because I was worried that I'd run out, and I didn't. Pleasant surprise. Very pleasant surprise. What I do need though is large amounts of sand and gravel, which I do not believe that I have. I might have to go back to that little beach and mine more. So I don't really have any use for an elytra while I'm doing this. Well, actually, I'm going to need a way out. So, how much sand and gravel do I have? Well, actually, this should probably be enough. So yeah, I will get to work on draining all of this. I'll have an extra inventory slot just in case. Yeah, I'll get to work on draining all of this, and hopefully it doesn't take as many hours as I think it will, but I have a feeling it's going to take a very, very long time. So I'll get to work on that, and we'll see how it all goes. Progress was slow but steady, and I got this small little section of ocean cleared out all the way. So now I can work on the bigger section, and I can clean this up so it's all uniformly deep. I'm gonna have to move my bed, but now I can start working on the bigger section, which, as you can see, it's gonna take quite a bit. This here represents the sand and gravel that I had to do that with. All of it. It's a little more than an inventory is worth. But hopefully it was plenty for there, and it should be fine here too. Fortunately, this section is more evenly shaped. That section was really weird and had a lot of weird little nooks and crannies that water got into. Hopefully I don't have as big of a problem with that on this chunk, but who knows? We will see. The hard part now is going to be all done. The most time-consuming part's getting the sand and gravel in place. The actual sponging doesn't take that long, even with running to the nether every like 5 minutes. It's the sand and gravel. It's a pain to place, but it is what it is. And without putting this off any further, I'm just going to get to work on draining this all out. I didn't realize how big of a section that this was until I started to drain it, and it took about 8 or 10 hours of labor over like 3 days. It was a lot more than I was expecting, but I did it slowly but surely. I drained all of it. Constant trips to the nether to get sponges. Eventually I worked into a groove. I'd place all the sand and gravel in my inventory, go to the nether, dry all my sponges, come back, sponge until I ran out of sponges, and then start the cycle over, place all the sand and gravel into my inventory, then dry the sponges, come back, sponge more. Got into a nice cycle, so it was probably as efficient as it could possibly get. It was still a little time consuming, but I got it done, and the sand and gravel left over, obviously some of the gravel did get turned into flint, but small price to pay. This was what was left over. So yeah, definitely more than an inventory's worth. So it was a good thing that towards the end I started taking all the stuff back in trips when I got it. Because once I had all the sand and gravel in place, anytime I went to the nether to dry sponges, I just put whatever I had into my chest, so it wasn't clogging my inventory. But yeah, it was, boy was it a lot of work. And while I've been at it, I've been working on putting down some glowstone as well, because Lord knows I'm gonna need a lot of it. But now I can fly all the way through this trench and not see a single drop of water. It is lovely. I have conquered the ocean. I've conquered the land. I have not conquered my lack of rockets. But, well worth the labor because it looks cool. And it's gonna look a heck of a lot cooler when I'm actually done with it, because I still need to clear all of this out, and that's what I'm going to be doing in the next episode. In the next episode, I'm going to clear out all these little extra bits, the bits that were holding back the water, plus any blocks that were already underwater, forming the ocean floor. So it's mine all down to one consistent level, and then I'm just going to take the time, I'm going to spend the hours trading with villagers, mining in the nether. I'm going to get all the glowstone. It's got to be like hundreds of stacks, but I'm going to get it all. And I'm going to put it all down so that this chasm is uniform, it's flat, it's lit up, it's got its base layer, it'll have it's got its walls, it'll have its base layer, and it'll be a great foundation for what I'm planning on doing. But that's in the next episode. I've actually run out of time for this episode. I know it's a little shorter, but that was because I put more time into actually doing the labor than I did recording, which, I mean, that's on me, but we still got a lot done in this shorter episode, and I do hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.